Hi everyone, it's Gerriann at scrapandstampcreations.blogspot.com. And you guys are leaving? In my purse. Upstairs on the floor. You're welcome. Although, here. You're welcome. Ouch. Alright guys, sorry. That was my husband and the boys getting ready to go to Cub Scouts. So anyway, this evening we are going to be using, the inspiration from this came from Julie Netting. She was on Prima on Tuesday of last week, and she was showing a really cute banner that she made, and I loved the banner and everything. However, she did like the banner with two of these little dolls attached with the triangle banner in the middle. Well, in the very beginning, she showed like an ornament, and I thought this was just the neatest thing, using a little banner across the front and, you know, the wings and everything. And I fell in love. So for a week, I kid you not, for one whole week, I have been looking for my Prima stencil. I was so desperate that I started calling my friends, including Lois and everything, and asking if I had given up on the stencil and given it to them. I called my friend Tony in South Carolina, asked her the same question. Did I mail it to you because I had given up on it? And the answer was no. I found it next to the fun foam. So we are good to go. So this, we'll start with this one right here, which is really pretty. She's just really cute. She is made using glitter paper from Die Cuts with a View. And she is item 910280 from Prima. I know she has a name, but honestly, I can't remember any of those. I cut her out and paper pieced her, so her skirt is glitter and then the ruffle on the bottom. The cool part is when you start to really get a chance to see the things on the back. So I'm going to bring you guys in a little closer, because I think you need to see how it all goes together. Okay, so you can see that here's the glitter piece here. Well, if you'll see, I only have this little piece of purple here, which just kind of does. This is the body here. I just cut her off at the body, and I added the wings. And then the top part is just paper pieced, and that I did that. And then this again is another little paper piecing. So the wings are really cute. So these are really easy. The best part about them is that you can stamp the doll stamp a couple of times and cut them out, and they're really good to go. So this is a very pretty stamp, and I think it'll make a very pretty Christmas card. So I'm thinking that. So, but we're not doing that one tonight. We are doing these doll pieces, which I think are just absolutely adorable. And again, this came from totally inspired by Julie Netting and what she did on Prima on Tuesday of last week. And what these are taking her stencil, so her wings move, her arms move, and that you can make her legs move and everything too. And then I just kind of fussied around a little bit and played with her. Yes, of course, fussy. Alright, so I am using purple because my niece, as most of you know, has made it to the Fab 14 for the Lilac Festival, which is our Armed Forces Torchlight Parade sponsor. And so that was really cool, and she is making some wonderful friends with everyone. And I'm just tickled pink for her, and she's just having the time of her life. It's kind of the prerequisite is right now what they're doing is a lot of stuff for any of you who are in your 60s or had older sisters who went to like finishing school or something. That's kind of the stuff that the girls are learning. Tea etiquette, how to write thank you notes, how to speak. And really exposing the girls to other experiences that once they have professional careers, they'll be in. So, oh good. So anyway, I'm just tickled pink for her. So we are making these for the directors as well, or no, the chaperones and the presidents. So I have to make 11, she said. She said, I'll help you. Yeah, we know what that is. So, all right, so we're going to leave her. So we're going to call her Miss Nicole because she's really cute. We're going to do the hair a little differently. So we're going to move her off to the side. I'm going to pop you guys, well, if I pop you out, you won't get to see anything up close. So we're using lilac colors. The other stamp that we are using tonight are the wings stamp, and that's 910303. And again, that's from Prima. So we're going to use those. Fussy cutting on glitter paper is a lot of fun. Hi, Annette. Alright, the other thing that I really encourage you to get, if you're going to play with the stencils and really like this kind of thing that you're doing, you're going to need some help being able to do the shoes and the hair. You just are really going to need it. So, I purchased this book, which is by Julie Netting. It's called Collage Couture. And basically, I'm not a mixed media, I'm not a drawer, you know, I'm just kind of a copy it and go kind of person. The cool thing about this book is it really talks about things like eyeballs, lips, hair, lots of different ideas for dresses, different kinds of ways that you can incorporate different things. And it's got samples, like you can take and make her have boots all the way up. I thought, oh, that's really cool. That's a basic gray paper, by the way. I know that because I have it in my stash from like 5 years ago. But the cool part is really, she does show you some different hairstyles, some different things. So the book is really, really helpful if you are really into the paper doll thing. It was the very first thing she came out with, and then she came out with the stamps. And then, from what I understand, next we're going to get some more stamps and everything at CHA in January. So I'm really excited. So here's another doll, another hairstyle kind of thing. So that's what I'm going to show you because I really did try to do these before. And I had such a horrible time that I threw the stencil over into the pile and vowed I was never going to use it again. So the stencil is item number 910310 from Prima. It's a 12 by 12 stencil. It's gray. And that, really a neat thing to be using. We're going to use some glitter paper. Apparently, you know, super speedy glitter girl is all about the glitter paper. So I have two different colors of purple. I have a really deep purple and a nice lavender. I have a bunch of skin tones and then a bunch of pieces of lavender and things like that. So the very first thing that we need to do in order to get started with this is everybody kind of where we're at now? So the first thing we need to do in order to build our friend, who is going to hide here in the corner, I think, so we can get her to see. Let's see. She'll be flying. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to do this this girl right here because she's got the best hair for me at this point. And what we're going to do is get a mechanical pencil. We're going to trace this out 11 times or 9 times. 10 times. 10 times. Okay? And you can do all kinds of stuff. I'm going to use the hairstyle that's part of this girl, so I'm not going to leave a whole lot of room. I bought these pieces of paper are from Die Cuts on the View, and they are like the matte stack papers, and that in the brown. Yay, I'm glad you have that, Carol, because really people are going to love it. I love it. And grab a mechanical pencil. This is one of those purposes where you'd want that. And so what you're going to do is you're going to trace the girl. you're gonna trace her legs. Including her holes of where she's supposed to put her little holes. I don't think I did that with the first part. And just line it right back up and trace her holes. And then what I do is I turn this and put her arms here at the bottom. Okay, let's get her holes here. Okay, and there she is. Now, I'm hoping we didn't lose it in our shuffling of things. I'm hoping I didn't. One of the things that you are going to need is an oval. You are going to need a head oval. And so what I did, let me see if I can find it, because really it's important. Move our stamp out of the way. Okay, hold on. I have this little itty bitty oval. She's a teenager, hasn't walked very much yet. Uh-oh. Where did her head go? This could be a problem, guys. Poor girl's not going to have a head. Alright, well I'm going to show you how I got a head. Because really, this is so silly. I took the doll, I took this doll, because she was about the same proportion. So you can kind of see they're both about the same proportion. Okay? So I took this doll. I don't know where her head went. And I took a piece of scrap white cardstock. So now we're going to use scrap red cardstock. And I stamped her head. Off with her head. Okay? So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp her head. That's what I really need. Yeah, I'm sure. But now this one will be red. And it'll be good. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cut her head out. And I'm cutting just above, on this one, I'm cutting above the little thing in her hair. So I really am off with her head. Okay. And that gives you kind of the oval shape you need. There you go. Okay, so then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take and place your head in your little piece. And you can make her chin a little more pointed or whatever. And you want to trace her head. into the center. Okay, we're not going to lose this head. I don't know where it's going to go. I'm going to stick it in with the wings. The head and the wings are going together. Okay? Now, the cool part about this is I am going to use my Inktense colored pencils. And, but first we're going to give her some bangs. So we're going to have her bangs come kind of across the way here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to color everything in using some of the colors in here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to I'm going to just add some yellow in here and kind of give it the little bit of shaping. We're going to go ahead and give her a part. And the pencil line really is just a reference point. So I'm just following the line of her hair. I'm going to erase a little bit of this line here. So put that line in there really light, guys. But when we add the water, you'll see the difference. Don't let Barry see what. So now I'm just going to grab a little paintbrush, and I have the ones from Faber-Castell for the gelatos. I have a lot of those, and those work really well. But right now, what I want to do is do a little differently. The other thing I want to do before I add a bunch of water is I want to cut her legs and her body off the same piece of paper, and her arms, so that her legs are all going to be protected. Okay? Now I'm going to grab a piece of paper, and I'm just going to open, actually I'm not even going to grab a piece of paper, I'm going to grab my cut up little Timmy thing. I'm going to spray a little bit of water there. Ooh. And then I'm just going to add the color in. Just making sure that I'm sweeping it where I want it to be. And I played with these a lot, these Inktense pencils. I played with them a lot. And in order to do this. They're pricey pencils, but they are really stinking cute. And the best part is when you put a little bit of this movement and stuff in it, it really stays there. And because we're cutting it out, you don't have to be all fussy and everything. And we can always go back and highlight pieces. Okay? We have a head of hair. Alright, so what we're going to do is set her aside and let her dry. And she'll dry pretty quick, considering she'll sit on the keyboard, so we don't lose her. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fussy cut the rest of her body. Are you guys enjoying the pincushion thing that Xander's making, the pincushion album? Project. I turn her on and then I end up going and having dinner and transferring stuff to the laundry and all of that, so I kind of hit and miss things. So I'm cutting just right on the lines that I drew. Okay, so now we got a couple of legs. I'm hoping I'm hoping, that is my hope. Although Julie is not a big die person, you know, she likes the creative pieces of having the stencil. You know, she's somebody, I'm not a big stencil fan, to be totally honest. But once she shows you a couple of times how to use it, it's really not that hard. You just have to play and be confident enough that it's not going to look totally hilarious when you're done. Which, honestly, my first one I thought was pretty hilarious looking. So, and that's my first one. So, with her whole head and all of that kind of stuff. So, you guys like her, so, you know, can't be all that bad. But it's just a matter of playing. My niece was oohing and ahhing over it, so that was good. Alright, how dry are you? You pretty dry? Yep. So now we're going to cut her body out. So I'm just kind of shaping her up a little bit. We've added a little bit of texture to her hair. Now I'm going to go in with a fine point hit pin from Faber-Castell. And we're just going to define she's looking a little bushy on a couple of sides, so we may kind of blend her in a little. Alright, now what we're going to do, I'm going to move those out of the way. We're pretty much done with those. And we're going to give her, this is probably the hardest part. We're going to go ahead and cut her dress. We're going to trace her little dress. This little dress part here. We're going to trace that onto this using our stencil. And I thought this is where you really want a white colored pencil. Okay? Just a trusty white colored pencil that I am using in order to make my pattern so you can see it. I need to go find my sharpener though. Oh. Alright. Ooh, buddy. Okay. So white colored pencil. I think everything is lagging really bad. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and cut this one out. Now I'm going to use my Timmy scissors when I find them again. Just because those are really hard on your good scissors. This glitter paper is really, really rough. Alright, so now we have our purple dress. We also need her purple headband. We're going to go ahead and draw that one in here. Keep reaching for my good scissors. And there we go. So tomorrow my niece Nicole turns 18. She's so excited. And the girls from this group are taking her out to frozen yogurt, which I'm so excited about. And they're taking some of their siblings. So that's kind of neat too, that the girls are doing something on a day that they don't have to. And that they are bringing their siblings to meet everybody. So that was pretty cool. And then we're going to go ahead and stick this up here in her hair. So we're going to go ahead and there we go. We're going to make it more like a headband. So you just kind of play a little bit and see how you want it. Alright, so we need her pants and her shirt underneath. And those are out of the lighter purple. And that's where you just kind of go dig for your scraps. So we've got her shirt. It doesn't look all that special just yet. We've got her arms and legs and her hat, or her hair thing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our stencil again. And we're going to grab her legs. And we're going to give her like leggings. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut her legs out, or her leggings out. So there's one leg. Here's the other leg. Okay, we're going to do exactly the same thing with our arms. Alright, so now we got our arms, and we got our legs, and we got our dress. So let's go ahead and start looking at putting her together a little bit. So I'm going to take my liquid glass, glossy accents, whatever you want to call it. Bottle that is clogged. We're going to go ahead and add her little headband to her hair. Now what we're going to do is I've got some brushed corduroy, and I'm just going to ink all the edges. So it just gives it a little more of a finished look. Okay, and you're doing this brown color to each and every piece of her body, except for her clothes. So. We'll do our shoes next. My husband was like, she needs glitter shoes. I'm like, really? I'm like, she's lucky she's got shoes at all. Multitasking, Carol. How fun is that? Alright. And then for all of her clothes pieces, we're going to use Dusty Concord, because it's the only purple that I have that is what I grabbed tonight. Because usually I would use my Close to My Hearting. And I think you would use Petal if you were using Close to My Hearting. And just finishing the edges of all of these pieces, it makes a huge difference. It gives them some dimension and some shape. Okay, and also her dress, because the edges of this paper are white, and just by hitting it with that little bit of purple, it just takes that white out of there. Just gives it a little more of a finished edge. Oh, we forgot her sash. I'm gonna have to cut her sash. Oh. So we'll set these two aside. Alright, what I did for her sash, we'll do her sash and then we'll do her shoes. I took the piece of paper that I wanted, where'd my pencil go? Here it is. Okay. So I just did the top part of it. I am Gerriann. Yes, I am. Because my niece, gotta love her, is part of the Fab 14. It's pretty amazing. Alright, so what I want to do is I'm going to cut, and this gives me the curve on her dress the right way for her sash. Okay, so we're going to take our purple and we're going to ink the sides. I'm going to take my Pitt pen and I'm going to write Fab 14 on it. I'm going to add this to the dress. I am making these as gifts, so if you know anybody, don't tell. These are for my niece. They're ornaments. And these are for the directors. No, not the directors. The chaperones and the president. This is Nicole's gift to them for Christmas this year. She promised she would fussy cut. Okay. All right. So now we kind of need to put it all together a little bit. Actually, we need to do her shoes. So what we're doing is I am taking my fine Pitt pen, and just below her ankles, I'm just giving her straps. And then what I decided to do was give her something that looked like Mary Jane's, because they were easy. While they look funny right there, they look fine on her now. Did she what? Hi, Sandra. This is just a large, this is the big brush pip pen from Faber-Castell. Just kind of I know, I saw them. I did. I watched Julie play the other day. Alright. So now we're going to take our arms and legs. And we're going to add our pants. And Julie always seems to get them the right size. I always end up having things be a little too small or that when I cut. So I end up having to like doctor things. She will be. She will be. She prefers the die cut machine, but she offered to fussy cut, so I said I would help. So when they don't match up all the way, what I do is I go around and just trim kind of closely. This way they don't look like they got sailor arms. Okay, and then I just go back with my piece and just darken those edges again. Okay. Yeah, my niece is really, she's pretty amazing. The best thing is that she does dishes without being asked to, which is like amazing. And that I got a little much on the glossy accents in there. it's leaking out a little bit. So we're gonna fussy cut again, just a little bit around the edges. Yeah, I made the prototype. Alright, so there's her arms. I'm going to do the same thing with her legs. These are better than they were. Got one little piece right here. All right. I am. You know, she's just amazing. And I am just grateful that I get the opportunity to hang out and experience this stuff with her. And that both of the girls have had just an incredible... It's been wonderful having them. It really has. And next year we get college with Nicole, and Angie I think will start college in January. I think that's the plan, finally. Well, there is a rule at my house that says if the dishes sit way too long, I don't cook dinner. So if people around here want to eat, because our rule is if you cook, you don't have to do dishes. Which encourages me not to have to be the only cook, but it also encourages them to do dishes. Alright, you ready to start putting her together? The only other thing that we need right now before we get started is her wings. And I have, these are the wings, and I have some sparkly paper. And I'm using the Memento ink. So there's her wings. I do actually prefer a block. I'm gonna fussy cut these out really quick. Okay guys, Harrison's birthday is coming up on December 24th. His birthday is Christmas Eve. And he is a huge, huge mail person. He loves mail. And the other thing that he loves is newspapers. So if you guys get the newspaper and can take the sports section out of your newspaper and mail it to me, you can send me a message on Facebook, or you can email me through this and send me a newspaper for Harrison for his birthday, the sports section, whatever. I will send you a handmade Christmas card to say thank you. My kid doesn't care about presents. He doesn't really care about a whole lot of things. Yay, my dryer's done. But he loves newspapers and he loves getting mail. And that's just part of the autism piece where he's just kind of fixated on a few things and that, but he hasn't asked very much for toys or anything for Christmas or his birthday and that. But the newspapers, you know, the newspaper is really a good thing. So if you need my address to send, let me know, because really it would make him very happy. The sports page, yep. I know. He likes the sports page and the weather section. Alright, the next thing that we're doing is we're going to go ahead and attach her legs. Thank you. He'll be so excited. There was a couple of ladies whose husbands were traveling throughout the fall, and they were planning on sending things from other countries as well. So that was really amazing, because it's just, yeah. Alright, so then what you do is you put glue, and you're trying to remember where you're putting glue so it doesn't get all over everything and make a huge mess on the back. Because you have to, her arms have to move. So her arms and her wings get attached. Yeah. Thank you. You know what? It's the newspaper itself. It's the newspaper and the idea of a piece of mail. To be very honest with all of you. It is. And that's all he really wants. He doesn't care about the other things like other kids would. Alright. Oh, and I forgot to hole punch. Oh, this is going to be fun. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I know what we'll do. We'll bring out that big guy to punch our holes. Slowly. Now we're going to rivet her. And then our hand gets a hole. And we're going to go ahead and add a brad. That's awesome. Oh, and then we need her wing hairs here. Alright, so now we're going to put her all together. And her arm and her wing move. Which is exciting. Oh, she's getting there. She's getting there. All right. Oop, I got a little close up there. So it's all Carol's fault. All right. So then she's so cute. All right. So the next thing I'm doing is I'm going to do the banner. They're turning out so pretty. I'm very excited. And they're not that hard to do. And I'm taking a 1-inch piece of cardstock that's kind of long. And I learned this from Catherine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tick this at each inch mark on the top and the 1/2 inch mark on the bottom. And then when you take your craft knife and go from your edges to your center, you will get cute little pennants. Just like that. Because our friend Catherine is smart. And I need them to say 2014. So we only need 4. And then, of course, if we take our little trusty dauber and darken the edges, providing some definition, things look fabulous. The little things that you do that go from handmade to handcrafted. And so that's why we do all the little extra pieces of things. And then I'm using my Pitt pen again. I have a medium and a fine point. And I'm just writing 2014. Okay, and then I'm going to take some of my twine here, and you really want more than what you're really going to need. It makes tying knots so much easier. And I'm just adding a little bit of this glossy accents onto my twine. And then I have these little purple flowers that I think were a thing at Michael's once upon a time. They were in my stash. I don't know that I have enough of them for everybody. They're very cute. And I'm just adding them in between. And that gives us our little banner here. And then if you take and tie this through her hands, I found it easier with this to use my tweezers. And then I tore it off its piece. Okay. Let's get the other side in and then we'll fix that. Alright, so I wanted this to hang down. Her arms move. Okay. And there she is. And then what I did was I tied some ribbon through, but I'm going to find a different way to actually hang her, which is good. So another Fab 14 girl. Are you guys still around? Oh, good. Okay. So they'll all be just a little unique. So this is my plan for tonight. They're not real hard to do. They just take a little bit of time. So yeah, I know, huh? So I'm really proud of them. I really like them. And that, I hope so. I hope so, because they're kind of special. And that the girls are just amazing girls. They really, really are. And the people, the volunteers and everything who help and stuff are just as amazing. So, alright, what do you guys want to do now? Because you know I only have to make 9 more. But we can do other things. I hope so. I'm enjoying them. I'm enjoying having a project to work on. I have Christmas stuff I've got to get done though. And that totally have to get those done. So let's do different hairstyles. Okay, let's do the next one. I have another one traced out already. So let's see, what kind of hairstyle should we do? Let's look at our book. She said that there were a couple of ways to do ponytails and stuff. I'm not real good with the others. Oh, look at this girl. Her hair is kind of long. She's also sideways though. That's kind of like the one we did. Oh no, she's got just a complete updo. She's got a ponytail. Suggestions on hairstyles. Oh look, they made them bookmarks. Their little pom-poms coming out their heads. That is hilarious. Oh, look at these. These are cute. Let's look at the stamps I have too. See what we can come up with. Oh. We're going to try this one. Let's see, let's cut one of these puppies first. See if that'll help us with. Yeah. Alright, well let's see what we can do here. I added that water before I actually cut away the other parts. So that gives us kind of this updo here. I know. That needs to dry a minute, so I'm going to set it up there on that warm keyboard. So have I bored everybody to death? There was just a ton of fussy cutting. I know. I still have that crimper. I was thinking that crimper might be good for making rosettes. I know we were talking about it on Ashley's show one of the nights. Yeah. So, some of the technique-y stuff that I really found, this book from Julie Nutting really is helpful. It really, really is. Especially if you are not somebody who's normally an artist. And that, like, I'm a paper crafter. I'm a crafter. I can kind of see things and create them, make them look that way. But ask me to draw something, forget it. No way. And that, but I can copy pretty good. Oh, okay. That's good to know. Where did her hat go? Oh my luck, I swept it on the floor. Got rid of it. Ugh. Little bitty bits of pieces. Okay, next. We'll draw one and do a pony one. There we go. Earrings. Yeah. So far I don't have anything tiny enough, I don't think. I tried one and they were way too big. I'll have to look. Yay! So she's got hair. Stickles. Yeah, I guess I could do stickles. I didn't leave room for a ponytail on that one. All right. Ponytail. All right. I do. I have that whole system. All right. Let's pet her body away from her leg. Ah. Nah, I think it just shows growth. Alright. Let that one dry. So we've got bangs. It'll look better once we get the headband in it. All right. Well, it's getting close to 8, guys. I am just kind of playing and just kind of seeing what I can come up with here. Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah, my first ones were pretty scary. Honestly, really scary. Really, 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 really scary. That'd be fun. So now we're just chalk everything. Yep. Yep, that was popular. So we've got a few different hairstyles here. Got the updo, so we've got 4, 5, 6. Thanks, they're fun. I know. Isn't that funny? Well, guys, it is almost 8 o'clock. I am gonna go ahead and be done for this evening. My boys should be home from Cub Scouts shortly, and I need to make sure that my son's bedding is all dry. I had a great time this evening working with you guys, doing hairstyles and playing a little bit with the Prima dolls stencil, and that inspired by Julie Netting to do an ornament. And I think they just turned out so great. They're so much fun to play with. And once you figure out how to do the hair pieces, they're definitely worth all the time in the world to play. So this one, I've just really enjoyed playing with them tonight, and I look forward to having the rest of the dolls pretty much done. And so actually I'm just playing. Really, they look good on camera. I don't know why. Because really, I look at them and I think, ugh. But then once you put all the other touches on them, they just really good. So thanks a lot for joining me tonight. I am so excited you all came and hung out. Next week I have a mini album that we're going to work on. That'll be a quick gift or that kind of stuff, last minute kind of things. And then I will not be broadcasting the week of Christmas. The 24th is my son's birthday, and my grandma and grandpa are coming in, and we've just got a lot going on that week, so I won't be broadcasting that week, but I will be popping around the web and see you. Are you friends with me on Facebook? Or go find Carol on Facebook, and you can ask her and she'll send me a link. Actually, you know what? I am sending you a PM right now. Alright. So, thank you so much. And yes, if you guys would please send the sports page or the weather page of the newspaper from where you live for my son for his birthday. I will send, make sure you put a return address on him, and I will send you a homemade Christmas card. Might be other goodies. But I appreciate that all very much. If you would like my mailing address, you can find me over on Facebook. Alright? Yeah, definitely. I sent her a PM, Carol. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.